Hello, Carl.
Hello, Bernie. How are you?
Oh my goodness. Carl Daniel, guys. I just like to introduce you to one of our Intrabiz Swansea and West Wales members who is doing some incredibly innovative stuff for entrepreneurs and in particular in the restaurant business. Carl, welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Yes. So tell me now, I know you have a lot. We were talking before the interview, guys, and I was saying to Carl, we're trying to keep it to 10 minutes, but when he told me all the benefits that he has, the likelihood it might not take 10 minutes, and I'm not going to stop him because you need to know what Dojo has to bring to the marketplace and has been doing within Swansea and West Wales. So, Carl, start by telling us about Dojo. What is Dojo?
So DOJO is a fintech. So it's one of the fastest growing fintechs in Europe, and it's really taken the payments industry by storm over the last couple of years. So it's grown really quickly. It's very tech savvy, and it addresses a lot of the historical sort of pain points that customers have when dealing with traditional merchant services, legacy providers.
Yes. Okay. So I know that one of the things that you do, because we all talk about, oh, guys, we don't have any money, or we can't do this, or we can't do that. But I think that one of the things that I found when Carl was telling me about the features of Dojo is it actually gives back while you serve them. So I'm going to start from the tail end of the services that you mentioned and just kickstart with what I know is pushes people's buttons, and it's funding.
Business funding, yeah. So
Yes,
Dojo Advance, yeah. So we partner with ULend, and we know through a lot of data that a lot of SMEs at the moment have particular challenges when gaining access to funding.
yes,
So when you're a Dojo customer, you can actually get an advance on your card machine turnover. So it's not like a loan in the traditional sense where you pay a fixed payment every month. You pay a little bit more back through the card machine when through busy days, and then you pay obviously less through quieter days, so it doesn't really hurt you at all. And we found that hospitality, experience economies, all these types of businesses in South Wales, especially in the tourist areas, which are very seasonal. This can either provide a financial safety net, or it can allow a business to thrive and maybe improve so that they can respond to the challenges that they're faced with.
yes, because it's hard, isn't it? It's hard times now for the industry. So essentially, you provide, but how do they get access to the funds, and what's the criteria for them to qualify and qualify in terms of the amounts that they will get?
Right. So it's all done on an individual basis, but it would go on a ballpark. We look at around about 80% of a monthly card turnover, uh,
Right.
and then they have to obviously submit some bank statements
Yes.
and some card machine merchant statements, and then we can process it all for them. Once approved, it's usually in their in account within days. So it's really quick.
Yes.
Nice process where they haven't got to provide a ridiculous amount of information,
Yes.
and we look after them and help them through that.
Yes, and that's so important. Cash flow is a big thing, isn't it? Having a little bit of a
Yes,
nest egg. So
yes.
it's really good to see that. And does that also work for people who are like startups as well, or do you have to be in business for a certain amount of time to get that benefit
But
from it?
I mean, they have to. I mean, there is certain criteria, but they would have to have an existing card machine provision, whether it's with Dojo or with another provider. So in terms of a new business setting up, then that they would have to obviously first of all get a card machine, and then they would there'd be so many months that they'd have to be trade in, so that we can look at
Yes, see a pattern.
the history and look at any sort of patterns, etc.
Awesome. Right. Brilliant. And then the other thing that I know that DOJO does, you support with the booking, their booking platform, support in terms of enhancing their customer base, because guys, he told me about all the things that he does, and I'm just telling you what I know. As a restaurateur, which I was for 8 years, what ticks my box? First, how much money can I get? And secondly, how many customers can I have? So DOJO also solves that other problem. Tell us about that.
So that DOJO bookings, yeah, you're of course you're very right there. DOJO bookings is really innovative. It's something that's growing very, very quickly, because restaurateurs obviously need more footfall, and what this does, it places hungry diners at your table when they're ready to eat. We also can get you bookings through Google Reserve, so they can book in one click straight from Google, straight through to your system, and you can then obviously seat them in the area that is required. So it's really, really innovative. Also, the virtual queues part of it as well, where especially in really busy areas, I mean, like tourist areas this time of year, where they send in customers away at the door because there's no space, they can actually join a virtual queue, and then and the restaurant can call for them should some space become available.
And I find that to be very handy when I go to a restaurant and they have that.
It is. It's obviously moving with the times. I mean, getting away from pen and paper, and because DOJO bookings is very feature rich in terms of its benefits, there's a lot of stuff on there that is not charged for, that other providers charge for. So it's very, very, very good value for money.
Yeah, and then now you've also partnered with Apple.
We have, yes. I mean, if you're a DOJO customer, obviously you'll know that the DOJO Go card machine is very, very quick, sleek, and people, particularly where you've got a fast-paced customers in and out, where you need to serve them quickly, it's fantastic. But of course, when the queues get very long, a lot of customers will just leave the premises. So the partnership that we have with Apple allows customers of DOJO to convert their iPhone into a card machine. So that will then give them extra help during these busy times and enable them to serve customers a lot quicker, enhancing the customer experience, of course, which is really important.
Fantastic. So now, guys, after having heard all of that, I think the question that you should be asking is, how do I sign up? Well, when do I sign up? And what do you have to offer me to incentivize me to sign up? So tell us about that, Carl.
The wonderful thing, of course, is that people are creatures of habit, and no matter whether they love their existing merchant provider or maybe not, changing is a big deal in some cases. So what we do to make that transition a little bit more comfortable is instead of saying how good we are, we prove it. So we give customers a 3-month free trial at the moment, where you can get in touch with me and I can facilitate that. And then once you know that you're going to stay with us, in a lot of cases we can help you cover the exit fees with your existing provider. And of course, because DOJO pays 7 days a week, and that includes weekends, for many industries, it's a game changer, because, as you mentioned, cash flow is so important, and no other provider pays a standard at weekends, which we do.
Oh, fantastic. So, Carl, I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot of interesting food for thought, especially those of you who might have friends who are in the restaurant business. You might yourself be in the restaurant business, or you might be thinking of venturing in the restaurant business. Yes, but then it's not just restaurants. You do car take car payments,
No,
or are you featuring only on restaurants?
no. We are very, very strong in sort of hospitality in general. You know, we talk
Awesome,
about through, you know, your bistros, your pubs, your bars,
awesome.
outside specifically where our machines work very, very well with 4G connectivity. So
Yes,
great for pop-ups, festivals, and
awesome.
anything with the an experience economy, really. You know, your hairdressers, florists, beauty salons,
Fabulous.
anything really where you need to have a really, really good uh, card machine or EPOS
Yes.
linked to your card machines where we can provide, you know, a really, really good customer service for your customers.
Awesome, fantastic. Carl, thank you very much. Before I let you go, I'd like you to do two things. One, tell us a little bit about your background, something different from what you're doing now, so people can relate to you, yes, as a person. Because I always say people buy you, they don't buy what you're selling. Once
Of
they
course.
can connect with you, they resonate with you. And then after you tell them a little bit about your background, then tell them where to find you, how to contact you, to get business to you, and to get you to support them.
Okay, so I live in Swansea. I'm married with three children. For many years, I was in the corporate world, and you know, dealing with a lot of the larger type mid-market and enterprise type businesses. But I have an affinity with South Wales. I live there. I understand the challenges of a lot of businesses within that area, especially seasonality type companies, and you know, I really want to help them. How you can find me? I mean, you can ring me. My number is 07786 two
Yes.
three five 819, or you can find me on LinkedIn, of course, or you can email me at Carl, which is CARL Daniel DANIEL at DOJO tech.
Ooh, there we go. And then you mentioned about your family. And
Yeah,
so I know that congratulations are in order. Your stepdaughter,
yeah. She's
she's was one of the successful students,
yeah. She had her
A levels.
results. She had her results yesterday, and she's going to be studying law. So she's very, very happy about that.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, guys. You know how to get in touch with Carl. You know what he can do. It's not just restaurants. I know I focus on the restaurants because I'm a past restaurateur. And so I get it when he talks about the restaurant thing. They need to get you have to have your funds. They need to get payments to you done quickly. They need to get your customers booked in. All of that, I understand it. But it's for all people that offer experiences of any kind and who use EPOS stills. Okay, awesome. So get in touch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to Introverse Swansea and West Wales.
Cheers.
Carl, I am so thrilled to have you, and I am so thankful that you're here supporting our region with your innovative services. Thank you
Thanks
very
very
much.
much, Bernie. Thank you.